We focus on the aftermath in the Western Cape, where floods have had a specific impact on one particular community in the province, where roads are currently inaccessible, and the Sena murder trial is adjourned to next week. These top stories and more coming up on the day that was. I'm Lee McCabe. Now, the McGregor community in the Western Cape is still reeling from the impact of the recent floods. There are fears that septic tanks could soon overflow, resulting in sewage leaking right into the streets. Petrol and diesel supply as well as ATM facilities are depleted as roads are currently inaccessible. Now, our reporter Kevin Brunt has been on the ground tracking the story.
I have officials here with me from disaster management from the Langeberg municipality, and they took us to some of the areas that have been affected by the adverse weather conditions, flooding, the extreme weather conditions. We know that agriculturally there was also damages suffered on farms here. Similar scenario that we saw in the Worcester community as well. But here to talk to me more about what is going on and the extent of the damage within this region is Nkosinathi Mdluli. He's the Chief for Fire and Disaster Management in the area. Thank you for joining us, sir. Can you just tell me what exactly are officials focusing on at the moment following the news that McGregor has been heavily impacted by the extreme weather conditions?
Good day, Kevin and the team, and good day to the viewers. At this stage, as we have mentioned in your opening comments, we are busy trying to restore all the services to be able to reach McGregor. But as you have mentioned here behind me, the bridge that you have spoke about, the KCL's bridge, is the bridge that is connecting the community of McGregor with the other towns. Even if they want to travel to places like Cape Town and other areas to catch their flights and all those things, they need to go through this bridge to reach those areas. So the workers are busy here behind us, as you see, the road works. They are on lunch at this stage. They are busy trying to repair and restore the bridge so that it can be used, and then the community can be able to access the other areas.
The Sena murder trial has been adjourned to Monday. The defense asked for more time to go over a statement from another cell phone expert who was meant to take the stand today. ENCA's Mangoba Mtunu reports.
Constable Sizwe Zungu is sticking to his guns at the 5 accused who were at the hostel in Vosloorus the day Senzo Meyiwa was killed. But accused 5 Fisogu Ntuli denies his version of events.
Accused number 5 denies driving any silver Polo on the date in question, which is the 26th of October 2014.
He is lying.
Accused number 5 also denies any involvement in the commission of the offense in this matter. No comment.
Oh, no comment. No comment, yes.
And he has a photo to prove it.
This picture, Mr. Zungu, was taken on the 26th of October 2014 at around about 5 in the afternoon. And you see that that place is where it's George Koch hostel in Johannesburg. It's not the hostel wherein you said the accused were. In other words, the version I'm putting to you is that that picture was taken at around 5 when they were not in hostel, Sutu hostel as you said, but they were in George Koch hostel in Johannesburg. What do you say to that?
I do not have any comment.
He insists he was nowhere near Vosloorus on the day of the shooting.
Accused says that he never went to Busutu hostel in Vosloorus, as we have said. From around 5 when those pictures were taken, he moved to his place where he was staying in a flat in Johannesburg, CBD.
But there isn't anything that I can comment about because you are telling me.
Zungu's cross-examination, however, was forced to stand down after Mshololo asked for more time to view photos from a memory stick. But the state's next witness could not take the stand either.
He's a cell phone analyst, was going to testify about the downloads of the cell phones that were confiscated from accused number 2 and 5. His report was only received on Friday, my lord, and certain annexures are referred to in his report. Those annexures were only made available today, and they were given to the defense during the adjournment, and they've indicated that they would like time to consult with their clients regarding those. His report. We don't have a problem with that.
The case resumes on Monday, with Zungu's cross-examination expected to be finalized. Manqoba Mchunu, Pretoria.
And staying in court, the 90 pupils from a primary school in Soshanguve have been discharged from hospital. This as the suspects, who have been dubbed the Soshanguve Space Muffins Trio, apply for bail. They are facing up to 28 counts of attempted murder for allegedly selling muffins laced with marijuana to children. Our senior reporter Slindelo Masikane has the story.
Outside the Soshanguve Magistrates Court, parents of learners who were allegedly sold muffins laced with a narcotic are demanding that the accused remain behind bars.
Please, mobaneng abaemehanyani because babulaya bukamuso baba na barina. Kopela baska bafa bail. Albanya ke kontle. Ronya go bona justice ka bona.
19-year-old Amukelane Nyulunga, 21-year-old Offense Maluleka, and 21-year-old Katlego Matlala are asking the court to release them on bail. Their affidavits state they're first-time offenders with no previous convictions and that they intend to plead not guilty.
The right to be presumed innocent is not only a pre-trial right, but a trial right. We are not here to determine the guilt or innocence of the accused person.
The state is opposing the bail applications.
The accused was selling the muffins at 2 rands each, and they would then also get 1 extra muffin for free. Some of the victims who bought the muffins then shared the muffins with their other friends and schoolmates. On the other hand, some of the victims allege that the accused persons forced them to take and eat the muffins in their presence, or else the accused would assault them if they refused to eat the muffins.
The Provincial Education Department says it's finalizing its own internal investigations.
But according to what we know, that these people were not even your normal street vendors that will be outside the school selling, all other goods. We work very closely with SGBs to say anything that happens in the precinct of our schools, SGBs must take control because they are responsible for governance.
All the learners that were hospitalized are back at home. Judgment in the bail applications will be delivered on the 20th of October. Slindelo Masigane in Soshanguve.
Meanwhile, Police Minister Bheki Cele will be taking Parliament's Ethics Committee ruling under review. He was found guilty of breaching the MP's Code of Ethical Conduct for his outburst at the policing Mbizo in Cape Town when he told an anti-crime activist, Ian Cameron, to shut up. Now, ENC anchor Tami Ngubeni had this conversation with Cameron during the South African morning.
And he tried to make it a race issue instead of focusing on the real problem at hand. And I think it backfired on him because that community gave us massive support during and after the whole ordeal. I was then forcefully removed. To this day, I don't know what the grounds were, what the order was, what crime did I commit. I was never formally charged for anything. And I think it's a very dangerous precedent that when you speak truth to power, you are handled in that way, especially by police.
And how did you feel at that moment, Ian, when you were singled out and then all of a sudden you were having an altercation with the Minister of Police and the police were physically drawing you out of the building?
Well, I can say it tongue-in-cheek now, but, I've joked about it that my elbows have never touched each other behind my back like that. The first cop that grabbed me was quite a strong guy. But at that stage, it was quite a shock. I mean, I can't say that I immediately felt fear. I did afterwards when I realized what could have happened. But, suddenly members of the TRT unit came running into the hall with their R5 rifles, with tactical helmets, etc. And then I started to be, pushed and shoved around. They tore my jacket. And afterwards on the videos, I actually saw one of the cops reaching for his handcuffs, upon which two senior members came out and said, let him go, let him be, and move on. So, yeah, it wasn't a nice experience. Would I have done it differently? Definitely not. I would do it exactly the same way. Should they have done it differently? Absolutely.
And after the break, we look at some of the most talked about anchor interviews featured on ENSA during the day that was.